This conference will now be recorded.
ठीक है, no worries. So yeah, no worries, right? So whenever, so why you go for so example, you give the ownership to them is nothing but everything in their hands. You don't have any control because you create, they manage and maintain. But when you install this patch, so you know that in the office laptop or desktop, even in your local systems, so you'll have that patches to get installed. When you install that, it might ask for the restart, but when you restart, it might take 30 minutes of that system will will not be available. Then at that point of the customer is going to lose business for 30 minutes. 30 minutes is not so easy for the people whose business is very hype or high in profile. So what they Microsoft or any cloud vendor, it's not about Microsoft only. Any cloud vendor does these all things. I'm not talking with respect of Microsoft. So they do replication or availability. Example, what is that is whatever the resource that you create. So example, you create a virtual machine. Virtual machine. Example, you create a SQL server. Example, you create a storage account. So these all would be created for the second time also. Second replica. So now the question is, you are creating this one virtual machine, SQL server, these all. So you don't know that you are talking to the primary or secondary. That is all okay. But you are creating the second replica. They charge the amount for second replica? No, they don't charge. This is only to make you that it high availability feature make you to make that available for you people, so that if any of that primary replication is down, then secondary replication would be directly high. Secondary replica would be, it takes its own, it will get up and take the place of primary replica. This is how it happens. So primary replication, second replication, they don't charge you any money for the second replication. If you go to this, so here you have, so here you have paid regions. So Microsoft is already paid these all regions. So what is this paid regions is? So if at all you are going to create a resource, that is what I told you this, you create a virtual machine in South India, or you create in Central India or West India. The same replication, example, you create here. The same virtual machine is going to get created here. You can see here. So these all mappings are done automatically by Microsoft has already done. You can see in Central India. The same replication, paid Azure paid regional peers. So you create in Central India, the same resource replicated would be created in South India. If you create in West India, same would be created. So in this might be because of unavailability or because of any feature, that might be because of hardware bug, or it might be because of your software bug, or it might be a fire accident in the data center, or power shutdown in entire data center, or there may be earthquake or floods, or the war going on between the two countries. It was like this. Okay, you can have. If you go to the storage account, so you can create. If you go to the storage account here, go to the portal here, go here, go and create your storage account. Go storage, click here. Now click this create. Now it will tell you. Just see. So redundancy. You can just see. Data in a storage account is already replicated to ensure durability and high availability. So where do you want to store that? So do you want to go with local redundant, geo redundant, zone redundant, or zone zero redundant? So it is asking you. So when you go to local redundant, so entire two replicas would be stored in same data center, and there is a high probability of losing your data if something goes wrong. If entire data center is down, It is telling you it is recommended for non-critical scenarios only. Then you have a geo. So the second reason would be replicated to other region in other geography zones zone. So we all talk this when I'll create and show you. So that is getting replicated automatically. So you need to select here. So this all depends again. So it is getting created in different regions, right? So this all depends. But you are working with us with you are working with pharmacy domain, or you are working with finance domain. Okay, you are working with data related to citizens of citizens of country. Leave that India. Go. You talk about abroad. In India, anything can happen. So this should not go out of your country. So because this is finance, you go for banking application like Citibank or Bank of Hyderabad, or you go for SBI Bank or HDFC Bank. So they don't want to take the data outside the country. Pharmacy. So you know that so this data is collected based on the health reports of the customer, that is city of patients. So these all are important. If you create a resource that is getting replicated in other region, so if you create a resource in a year, other resource you are going for job. If it is local redundant, then both the resources are getting created in India, because primary replication is central India and second replication is South India. So that is local. But if you tell you go for geography and zone, so you are crossing your country. So example, we have Nepal wherever nearby. You have Sri Lanka also. Uh, you have Pakistan also, right? So nearby countries. So country is divided into zone and geography here. So the second replication is going to get copied into other region and center. But in our case, if this is the cruciality of your data, criticality of data related to finance or pharmacy or data related to the patient, that data should not go beyond the country. Then what you do in that case then? Then you need to go for local redundant only in same data center. Two replicas would be copied in the same data center. It's okay because India has got three data centers in India, that is Central India, West India, and South India. But if a country has having only one data center, like Nepal, a small country, if you go that Sri Lanka, there is small country. So the data centers, there is only one data center in Sri Lanka and Australia, Sri Lanka and Nepal or Pakistan. So data should not go there outside the country. Then two replications would get created in the same data center, right? Then if something goes wrong, there is no case of getting your data out. So this is a problem here. Okay. So most of the cases people only go for this high availability and replication one. And here, so we know in patches installation. So you know that taking backups, then migration and upgradation of your softwares will be taken by cloud vendor. You'll not have to do. If you want to migrate, if you want to migrate or you want to do upgradation, what you do? You again you raise a RFP with the customer, right? And you start developing. So example, you are doing it from SQL Server 2017 to 2019. 2019. You want to migrate, upgrade. What you do? You'll do development. You procure one more server. On that server, you install 2019 software, and you deploy this all scripts of 2017 year and migrate the data using some packages. If there is not working, then you try to find out workaround. After that, what you do? You move to QA, and here also you'll get one more server, and you install 2019 software. After that, you do all the changes, you migrate that. After that, what you do? You go to UAT. The same again, the story server. Again, you go to pre-prod and prod and do the smoke testing and you migrate. So this all you do it, right? This all you do it. But when you're doing this all, it might take some 6 months of time. But backend, the cloud vendor is doing this all, and he doesn't even tell you that he's migrated from 2017 to 2019. He doesn't tell you. Why? Yes. So example, you all 20 people are customers of Microsoft. So who are already using 2017 software, and Microsoft wanted to migrate to 2019. Microsoft doesn't come and ask you all people that do you give permission for me to migrate? And some of the people will say yes, some of the people might say no. But because you are onto public cloud, you don't have any flexibility to say no, and it doesn't take any permission. If that is the case, what it tells you, no, you go and have a virtual machine. You go and have virtual machine and install your operating system. So already they are only giving operating system, and you install whatever the SQL Server software that you wanted and do whatever you wanted. This is not possible in case of logical server. I'll show you that also. Or else, so here you are giving this is managed and maintained by them because you are onto public cloud here. That is what. So here, so that why I'm telling you here types of clouds are three different. So public cloud, so you have private cloud, then you have hybrid cloud. So what is this hybrid cloud is? Combination of public plus private is hybrid. So I'll tell you in what case you go for that. But by default is public cloud. So I'm creating here, right? I'm creating here on the portal. So this is created. As I told you, Microsoft has got 150 data centers. So in this public cloud, you have 150 data centers across the world. Okay. So whatever you create here would be stored on the selection of your data set. So yesterday someone was asking that why did you go for ECS2 only? So you can go to any other data center and select and create. So that so there when you go to public cloud, so it's like a public. So it's similar like you take a public transport. So go to a metro, purchase a ticket, get into a train, travel to the commute location, and come out of the train, get dropped. So you're paying the money and using it. Similarly, Ola and Uber, similar like that only. So it's not only meant for you. The train is not meant for you, or Ola, Uber is not meant. Whoever wants can go and use it. Here also public cloud. So example, you 20 people are customers now. You 20 people can go and create. So that all resources are created on public in that data centers. So cloud means it's not like in the on the top of the sky. It's only it's like our office only, office premises. The way you sit in the home, the way you work in ODC in the office, right? So there is a dedicated location for the Microsoft. It's only to create the resources are there, and not only your resources, all the customer resources would get created, but you are not allowed to go into that premises because it is public cloud. You are not allowed to go there. And what about this security and what about the data privacy? So they all do that encryption, decryption. So when the data is moving, right? Yesterday I was telling you, when you upload the data, data travels over the network. So there's a probability of people hacking, right? You know, the people are cyber theft goes on. So when the data is moving from, so because I told you yesterday, I create example. I created storage account here, which is in East ES2 location. Storage account. But I am from Hyderabad at my home. I am trying to upload a file. So it is moving from my network, right? From my network, the file is getting moved, uploaded into this from my home, from my broadband. It is moving here. So data file is getting transit over the network, and data is moving over the network, right? And data is transferring there. So they do that all encryption. So while the data is in transit, while data is at rest, right? And data showed to the user, data showed to end user. So here you Microsoft has got its own encryption algorithms here also, rest. But when it is shown, it is going to decrypt here. Okay, so these all. So these all will be there. People have to go on mute. Huh? These all would be there. But can we trust them? You need to trust them. That's all. They don't do it anything. What they do with the data? They might have, yes, data is very secure and crucial factor. You might have lose the business also from the customers once you have stand in front of the world in the court. So you are going to get penalized, very much penalized by the US or other countries also. You know, most of the people have Indian countries, so Indian companies also paid a huge amount of price for copying the data. Even they copy the code from the customer machine. You know that what happens, what consequences would be there. It's not in India, but other countries. So they take everything because yes, we don't trust because everything is in their hands. There's only the trust we build with the Microsoft, that they don't do anything. If that is the case, so you need to go to private cloud. If you don't feel like, no, my data is very my data is very crucial. So that is what I was telling you, related to pharmacy, related to finance, related to citizens of country, government of India, like defense or military. So at that point of time, what you need to do? So this, when you say public, these resources are getting created here in 150 data centers on selection of your data center. Where do you want to create? So if at all you feel like my data should not travel across the from my own premises based on the cruciality of this. So you can have your own data center private. So private cloud. So you find the office location or office premises. They'll come and create the resources here. Create and go. Now this is everything is in your hands, but you need to manage and control. What is that manages? Your office premises. Your staff has to manage that resources. Microsoft will only come when you have an issue with any of the resources, when you wanted to have migration of your resources from one environment to other environment, or upgradation, that all they'll only come at that point of time, because it's a private cloud, because of sensitivity of data. So here, until unless you don't give approval to do something, they don't do it here. They don't come into your premises. It's some like your office only. So entrance gate, until unless you don't show your ID card of your company, you're not allowed to enter main gate, right? After that, you go to ODC. If at all you have access to that, you swipe and get into ODC. Otherwise, someone will come and write in the register and take you. That is a different story. It's same thing here also. You are not allowed, any other person is not allowed to your office. Only the you people who has the ID card is allowed. Here also the same thing, because it's a private. and it is controlled because of the sensitivity of application. You are doing it until unless nothing happens with your, until unless you approve, your Microsoft person doesn't enter your premises. But the only thing is it is controlled and overburdened, but overburdened because of your sensitivity of data. In the private cloud they do it everything. You will not pay, you will not hire extra staff, you do not have to go give your office premises, you need not have extra staff, this all you need not have. But when you go to private cloud, you need to provide your premises, you need to have this extra staff to do this all work. This all would happen. So you have auto, you have some you do some shutdown process for some period every week, so that resource doesn't get problem at later point of time, right? So you do this all power saving or shutdowning your systems for 1 2 days of time when national holidays are going on. So these all you have to take care because it's a private cloud. But when you go to public, then this is all okay. Public, you know. So you have, that is all based on the trust you go. But when you go here, hybrid, it is a combination of public and private. Yes. So here I'll go for private for, just take a banking application or go to defense or military or banking, or you have a pharmacy application, right? It, if you see pharmacy in US countries very valuable, right? It's, they don't even reveal your data to any person, because that the data that is related to your pharma, that will be used to develop the pharmacy medicines for that reason. So what they do is this data is put on to private cloud. So this would be within the owner of the data, but website. So you need to log into any bank like HDFC site or SBI site. So you need to log in. So this website would be on public cloud. Okay. So when only website is on public cloud, so they don't have everything in the private cloud. If it is private, overburden to them, na? They need to have additional space, additional resources, other things they need to take care of, that extra man hours, these are there. So what they do, this website they put into private public cloud, but when you log in, they do additional authentications. Until unless they don't do additional, you are not allowed to go and touch the data. Before the request comes to touch your data related to defense or related to banking or pharmacy, they'll do authentication, multi-factor authentications here multiple times. They do it. After that only they'll allow that request to come to your private cloud to that premises to touch. This is how they do it. They don't want to have overburden of which is not important. So only the website they put into public cloud, and data which is, because after they do validation, they're allowed to accept that request and give response to the user. So these all validations would be happen on the front end. So they put onto public cloud, and data they'll put onto private cloud. So customer can have public and hybrid these also. So this is what the best example is. You put site website onto public cloud and private as a data into your environment because of sensitivity of application data. This is what is types of cloud. Okay, right. Now let's going. So I was telling you that you will have this replication and high availability. So this is not for all.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Do you have visuals, some pictures, something that we can see?
Yeah, you will have, you have. So if at all I show the visuals, then Just go to, let me go to DP2. I'll share you this so that you can go through. If I tell I go, then that would become just like a point I'm telling I'm going on. So I'll give you this all documents, I'll upload it so you can go through them. So you can see this.
Just as you're talking, we can see exactly what you're talking about. I think the connection would be much faster and easier.
But if at all I will go with the slider na, then we'll not able to tell you the subject. I'll just go and keep on reading, then that would be a problem. So the reason why I'm not creating resource right now is because this is only the first two sessions and the people have not registered. I have not jumped into the subject. From
Okay.
tomorrow we'll jump into the subject, and people who have not registered and made the payment will not allow you to come to the class from tomorrow.
Okay.
All honeymoon days would be over by today. You enjoy whatever time you wanted till 9 a.m. my time. Your honeymoon time would be till 9 a.m. my time. From tomorrow, your real time will start. How do you do it from second day with your wife? The same thing I'll start there from tomorrow. So because some of the people have not made the payment, I'm just going through this. Otherwise, I would have not told this all. I would directly jumped into the subject. Okay. So I would have thought of making this statement in the first, but I was not. I was just bit cautious not to tell that all. Okay. So this all would be there. So I'll not do any PPT. That is what I don't. So this is not 1 hour lecturer to give. So that what you told PPT is good. When you go to the Microsoft does now, we are releasing a now new feature. They'll give, so it's not a conference that you come have tea or coffee or lunch and dinner and go. It's a session that you need to learn the subject. So we'll not have any PPT. If you want, not PPT, I'll give you books also with me. I have many books. You can go through this all. The what Microsoft gives, because I'm been part of certified trainer, so I can give you this all. So that is what I made the statement in the first day. I'll give you this all. Even you have a DP2, not it's only the data related, but here you'll have DP2 not 3 also. So if you go this, so actual is this what you need to learn.
Okay.
So this is what. Okay. So this all. We'll see that. Okay. So I have this and I have this trainer document also. Even you have DP2 not 200. Where is the DP200 trainer document files? Yeah, here you have. Okay, so this is what is compute licensing, scalability, maintainable availability. That is what I was telling you the overall. So we'll give you this. They have given this all theoretical part also. What is that? You can go and learn from here. Okay, right, right. So now when we go to this replication part is not. So I was telling you that Microsoft does backups, patches, migration, and upgradation. Is all. So we have different service styles here, service models. So we have talked about types of clouds here. These are related to your deployment of resources, nothing but creation of your resources, where your end users or your business users would access that resources, not resources. You will develop a product and keep there. They access through your either through Power BI, either through website. This is what they do it. So ultimately, to give that end result of data to the user in the form of a report, you do this all. What is that? You get a data, store it in storage account, then you process using ADF or Azure Databricks. After that, you load it into SQL database, and after that, you show the data to end user in the form of a reporting tool. So that all resources of storing data, creating data factory account, processing data using Azure Databricks or Azure Data Factory. After that, you load the data into SQL database or data warehouse and giving to end user. Those all resources from storage, transformations, destination, and reporting. These all resources would get created in this year. That is different types of clouds. So these are nothing but deployment options you have. So where do you want to create? The resource is nothing but deployment, because you go with the portal here, right? You go with the portal. You go. When you say you create you go and create a virtual machine here. So say yes, create a virtual machine here. So here you'll have a region, right? So this is a region. So where do you want to create? These all regions are there, na? So this is of. Okay, this is how it happens. So now, so when you go to, so we were talking about this backups, high availability, replication, and availability. So if you go here, if you come to this part, so here you'll have this availability option, na? Availability options here, you can see there. Azure offers options for managing, right? Of and architect your solution. Use replicated machines here in availability zones or availability set to protect your data, your applications, to protect your data or application from data center outages or maintenance, right? So here what is that happening is, okay, so here we have different service models. So service models in the cloud. So this is with respect to any cloud vendor. So that is with Azure or what. So here you have a different in, that is, one is infrastructure as a service, then PaaS here, platform as a service, SaaS here, software as a service. So these are, so you generally, you should, now when you come to the cloud, you should not talk as a database or server, you should not talk as a virtual machine, or you should not talk as a storage system. The entire terminology changes as like this. You should talk in terms of IaaS, PaaS, or SaaS. What do you mean by this? These are service models in the cloud. So infrastructure, by default, you know this IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So what it is telling you is, we provide the infrastructure. So example, you want to build a house. What you do? Or you want to get a computer. So either you go and build, you go and get a apartment which is already built. You just go and pay the price and buy. Similarly, you go and get a laptop or desktop. What you do? You, if at all you have a good configured one, what you do? Just go to Dell or something else and pay the price and get it. So which is readily available for you. You can go. But here what it is happening is infrastructure as a service. So we provide the infrastructure, only the infrastructure. What is that is? So best example for this virtual machine. Only one resource that comes in all the, so we have around some 300 or 400 resource in entire cloud, Azure, Microsoft Cloud. We have 200 or 250 to 300 resources. Out of that, this only one virtual machine comes into infrastructure as a service, no other resource come. Why? Yes, what they are telling you is here. So this all high availability, these backups are not applicable to this. For this, it is not applicable. They don't do backup, they don't do patches, they don't do migration, they don't do upgradation, they don't do replication, they don't do availability. These all you need to do it in case of IaaS, infrastructure as service. So what they are telling you, we will only provide the infrastructure. That is what hardware component you wanted. That is the reason I've showed you that. Here you have high availability. See here. So you need to go to this availability sets that you need to create. So here, so let me go to East US2 here. So this availability zone, availability set, you need to create availability set. So you can see here, availability zone, physically separate your resource within region. Availability zone, automatically distribute your VMs across multiple fault domains. So physically separate your resource within the same region is second replication. You tell availability set. So how many you wanted? You want one, you wanted two replications, you want three replications. So that will get created in same data center. So you go for, so three machines would get created. For virtual machine, you need to do it. If you at all you take a virtual machine and install SQL Server, if you take a virtual machine and install your uh, web application .NET and host your web application IIS info IIS in the Internet Information System. So these all you need to do it. Microsoft doesn't do this all. When you go to backup, they don't do. They do it only once in a day, not for every time. So once in a day, it might be taking for every 24 hours only once. But when you're working in the real time, you might take for every one day you take differential backup, that is full backup. For 1 hour you take differential backup. For every 5 minutes, or even if it is your application is critical, for every 15 seconds you take transaction logs, right? This all you need to take it. Microsoft doesn't do this all in case of infrastructure as a service. These all you need to do it when you go to infrastructure as a service. So it's not only about your backups, it's about your patches also. Now when you go to this availability set here, so when you go to availability set or availability zone, so you can see physically separating your resources. So now the Microsoft has released the patch. So the patch is applied into the machine. So they'll ask you whether you want to apply the automatic patch or you want to come and apply the patch. You have option to do that. When the patch is applied, so machine requires a restart. When your machine restarts, then machine would not be available. So that is the reason you are creating this availability zone here. So that is what you can see there. You can optionally specify the availability zone in which to deploy your VM. If you want to choose, you can manage this all and will be created in the same availability zone as your virtual machine. So the replication. So I told you, when Microsoft does, it create two that is paid data center, primary and secondary. But here you need to tell whether you wanted one replication or second replication or third replication like this. Because it might be because of software problem, it might be because of your hardware, it might be because of patches. So now here you have, so best example for this infrastructure as a service. Even you want to migrate, you want to upgrade, you want to have replication, this all you need to do by yourself in case of IaaS. So they don't
Yes,
even
I have a question. Just a question that when you have the IaaS as an infrastructure service, then Microsoft will provide you also the operating system.
yeah, they will provide you operating system. They're charging you money, right? When you create it, is telling you here.
Yeah, that
Here
yeah,
it is telling you, na. If at all you have license here, you will save 49 rupees of your price.
Right. But
So you
I mean, you can have your own OS, or the Microsoft, I think, is going to provide.
yeah,
Yes.
Microsoft is going to provide it. That is what it is told. Save
Right.
49% of license you already own with Microsoft hybrid benefit. So if
Correct.
at all you
Correct.
already have, you can save out of this. It is charging around some third. So you can see here the price is around some 9,887 rupees. So you can
Perfect.
save
Yeah.
around 50 rupees, 50% of this cost for every month, right? Which is charging around some
Right.
13 rupees per hour. So it will charge you around 6 rupees only for because of a compute that is providing, because you are taking your when you go to this machine. So you are taking Windows operating system 2019. So you don't select there, but this for size of machine that you are selecting here, right? So you'll have that size of machine, then go what size of machine you wanted. So 6 CPUs, 112 GB of RAM,
Right.
your this
Right.
many RTs, this many. So for this they charge you money. For that they charge you. So this is what happens. So what Microsoft tell you when you go to virtual machine is, we'll only give the hardware component, use it, and that later you do whatever you wanted. The simple
Including
example, yeah,
including patches, right?
yes, include patches. We need to apply that.
Right.
That is what I told you. So example I was telling you, right? Like SQL Server, you have this here. So till now you have SQL Server was available. Now example, now you have till 2019 only you have in the cloud. Now they wanted to migrate to 2022. It has been already announced by Microsoft yesterday. They are releasing 2022 in next 1 month, 1 week. So you have 2022. Now they don't come here. And if at all you say that no, I don't want to go for 2022, they'll upfront say that you go and have a virtual machine in the cloud and have whatever operating system you wanted, whatever the version you wanted. You can even have 2012, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, whatever you wanted, you can have, because they don't want to have. So they want to do all at one stretch when you want to migrate, upgrade the software. So to overcome that all problems, this is what Microsoft is doing. Go and have a virtual machine, install whatever you wanted, what is required configuration that you wanted. Even you want to go for .NET, you have your own required configuration, so that we will not come and do that. So later just they give the machine and you log in and do that whatever you wanted to have. They just give a machine with operating system. If at all you have operating system, you wanted to go. But now you go to PaaS here. So this is a logical server, logical
Srikant,
URL that you use it and connect and work. Yes, sir, I'll come to your question. Just give me 1 minute of time. So now example is SQL Server. So example, so SQL Server. So here you will not have a machine, but internally it creates a virtualized machine. On top of that, you will have operating system. On top of that, you will have SQL Server installed. You just go here. I've created. If you go here, you create a virtual machine here. On top of that, you are installing the operating system. On top of that, you install a SQL Server software, that is 2022 or whatever would be the market. That is in case of IaaS. But when you go to this, here you have a SQL database. I'll come to your question. Just hold on. Now you create. Click on create SQL. So is that asking you any virtual machine here? No. It's just asking you what is the resource group, what is your subscription, is that your development or test, or is it is pay as you go, or it is a professional or direct support. Here it is asking a database. Just go and create a database here. So I'll give some demo, some 09112021, and you create a server, new server. So you can have already one or you can create. So now you create a server here. So server, so Azure SQL Server, some 09112021. So the server is getting created here, and here you provide demo user. So provide some password. Just let me create and come to your question. So it would take some time to create, then I'll take it up your question. So go there. So internally now what is that? Because this is a logical server, right? You are not taking machine. It is a logical PaaS service. So that PaaS service also requires some memory and a processor, and it requires some storage. So you take what is that compute and storage you wanted, because it's a PaaS. Internally it allocate, go here. So what is that you wanted? How many? So here you have different tier services. So you want to go for vCore or you want to go for DTU? Based on that you take. We'll talk in detail that all. Now go to apply. Just so here also you have redundant storage. So do you want to go for local zone zero and zone zero redundant? We were talking about that data security, right? So do you want to have, so we are taking logical server and Microsoft is creating. So the replica would created based on the two different zones here, because you are taken zone redundant for high availability. So if you go local, both would be there in the same data center. So you go for zone or geo. Okay, we'll talk on what is that. I'll show you. Now just go to network. Okay, just go to security, go to additional settings, tags here, review place create. You are getting created a server and database. Just go and create. Let this created. I'll come. Yeah, just someone was asking some question. Who was that?
Yes, Srikant, myself. In
Ah,
the IAS, actually, the total infrastructure they are going to provide it. Okay, so it is, I think, fixed. I mean, can in the future, initially we have selected some 4 GB RAM and some 8
yeah, don't
processor
worry.
something.
Auto
In the
scaling. We'll talk on automation.
yeah. So in the future, if we want to upgrade, so they will provide it, right? In the terms of
You can,
the
no, you can directly go and you can, yeah, we yesterday we have created. I'll just open that. You can directly go and auto scale your virtual machine. I have not come to that point. I'll tell you. So you generally, when you go for data, you generally work with pipelines, right? Data loading concept. Agree na with me or no?
yeah. Please go ahead.
You agree. So when you load the data, you load it at when business is not accessing your application, right? That is
Okay.
what our midnight or US midnight time, when customers are not using application, and you know that how much amount of data would come, right? So at that point of time, what you do, you can go and auto scale this one to, you know that you get this much amount of size of data with the customer daily, and you know that during this period you are going to load the data, and at that point of time what you do, you recycle, you auto scale your machine. So here you have, go to this size. Okay, so select your size. What now? I was here, huh? Go here, go and select this. Say resize. You're resizing, na? You can do whatever you wanted. After your
So
work
in
is done, you can come and you can auto scale, upscale, and downscale. You can do this all. So we will not
So
do here. We have got,
in the terms of upgradation in IAS, so there is no restrictions, so that anytime we can
no.
upgrade.
There is no restriction in any in a cloud. You use it whatever you wanted and pay the price for us. That's all.
No, you told actually in IAS they will not provide the backup and
Yeah,
the
that you,
patch
yeah,
upgrade.
that they don't do it. That manually they don't do it. That you go here, that backup would be done only for once in a day in IaaS. That is what na they were telling you. They don't even
The
upgrade and migrate that on.
scaling is available for all the platforms, sir. I mean all the
Scaling is
services.
available for all the platforms. You go here. These all very simple, that all auto scaling. You can take advantage of this. If someone asks you whether you know auto scaling, na, you can directly go and tell that I've done automation here. Here there's a predefined scripts for Microsoft which are in PowerShell. I'll just show you. Go here. If someone asks you that have you done an automation, yes, you can directly tell that we have multiple machines in our office at the customer location. We want to shut down at weekends, or that is used only during that particular period of business hours. We used to start 1 hour before our business, 1 hour after the business shut down, we used to shut down that machine. And next thing is we used to automatically scale up the machine during that particular period because we are doing data loads. So those all concepts we have here. I'll just go and create. It's too early to say, but we'll do it. I'll show you. So auto.
This is nothing
So
but load balancing something.
this is nothing. Load balancing is nothing but your auto load balancing is something you create one more machine and you divert that. That all you do. This is only to handle the load of data. This specially not to handle divert the users. When you're doing data loads, huge amount of data is going to get loaded. So you know that instead of loading the data that come from the customer might take 4 hours. So you wanted to resize the machine in terms of your virtual machine or in terms of your SQL server or shutting down or shutting that is starting your machine. So in that case, you go and do this automation. It's not about load balancing related. It's only the traffic that you control when the data is loading. You wanted to have control on that. Just see, you'll have n number of resources here. I'll just show you. So I've created this. Let me create here. Just click on create. Okay. So here it has got created SQL server. Let go here. Now you take the SQL server, right? This SQL server. Na? I'm taking my own local SSMS management studio here. So I'm going, you might be confused this all, but this all are very easy. Yeah? I'm telling you, go there. Now, because this is my local machine, na? This is my local machine. It will not allow you to access that server because this server is in the cloud. So it will not allow you to access. It is asking you to use this firewall rule. What do you mean by this is, if you go here, so go to Google, you get your my IP address. Go here. So this is my IP address 124.123.164.94 is my IP address. Until unless you don't add this IP address, this IP address of mine, my machine, and I'm using that Act FiberNet, these all leave, that are not concerned, but we are only concerned with IP address. This IP. Until unless you don't add this IP address, it will not do it. And you go here, go to this. Where is that data? Just go here. You'll have this databases here. If you go to this firewall settings, so did you see this? What is showing there? Okay. Did you see this IP address? What you have here is same. How does it is telling? Microsoft is telling that my IP address is this, and I want to access the SQL Server database. Until unless you don't add this IP address, you are not allowed to access onto your local machine. So the same thing. So what happens in case you restart your machine? Your IP address will get changed, right? You stop. So your work is done, you shut down the machine, and tomorrow morning you start it. Then your IP address keep changing. So for that, what purpose? What you do in the real time is you make your IP address reserved. You make your IP address when you work in the real time in the office. Your IP address would be reserved. Those IP address would be added here. Just click on add. So you can see this has got added. What IP address was showing on the my IP address site and here. Just click on save. Until unless you don't add the IP address now, It will not allow you to access. So that is what it is told. Now click here. So this is my local SSMS, not in the virtual machine. Then if at all you wanted to have, if at all you wanted to have a SQL server, what all you have? You should have a machine and you need to have operating system. If at all you want to have a SQL server, you need to have minimum configuration of 8 GB RAM, this much of processor, this much of hard disk, right? These all should be there. I don't have anything now. It's only a logical server. They have given URL here. This is only a URL, right? Yeah, not this. Let yeah go to that other one window. So this is a logical server, na? This is a database. This logical server. So this is a PaaS service. And here you'll have only latest version of software here. They don't come. If at all you go and ask them, I want a 2016 or 2014, they'll right away say that you take a virtual machine and do whatever thing you wanted. And tomorrow when they want to migrate from 2019 to 2022, they don't come and ask you also. They will make all the features of lower version to be available in the higher version, and they apply the patch so that that get migrated to your software automatically for all the customers. This is what they do it in PaaS and SaaS service. You don't have any control. URL is given. Use that URL and connect and work. This is what happens in case of PaaS service. No, now I don't require any virtual machine. I don't require any operating system. I don't require any SQL Server software. I don't want to have a overhead of having one more person here who takes backup, who does, who applies a patch. If SQL Server any feature is not working proper, they release a patch. Who is going to apply that patch? I don't want that overhead, and I don't want it to. If at all I want to migrate from one version to higher version, so this all I need to do it from dev, UAT, testing, SIT, pre-prod. Microsoft is taking care of this, na? Resources it is taking care. It is taking care of high availability. It is taking care of everything. I don't want to take care of anything. I just want to use that URL and connect to that and start working. This is easy, na? Go. You just go to, instead of preparing a pizza at your home, getting all the required things, why don't you order to a Domino's pizza? The person, Zomato person will come and supply, deliver it to your home. Have it. Why do you want to go have a vehicle and go there, or else you go to Domino's Pizza and get from there, travel over the road and come? This is what
But in the
Microsoft
terms
is
of
doing.
security,
Sir, I'll tell
se-
you. Simple word I'll tell you. You are marrying a new girl now. You don't know. You just have a look or you have a family background and come into a contact and tie a knock and you lead a life. And later part of time don't know what happens, that all left all with the mercy of God and with all our things. The same thing, what trust you have there, the same trust you should go with the Microsoft. If at all you don't want, you can have implement your own in the, you take here, you have encryption here, come down, you will have encryptions here. You should have it, encryption, data encryption here. So you do it yourself. You can have a third party encryptions also. Design that all and do it. If that is the reason, if you don't have trust, then go and have your private cloud in your premises. Or else you want to have your data encryption, then get a third party and implement that all. Most of the people are doing right now. I'll tell you few of the customers who are already doing it. Citibank, you have a pharmacy of Humana account. There are many customers in the market who are who are taking the help of third party encryption libraries when they move the data from on premise to cloud, because you are putting entire data in the hands of Microsoft. So Microsoft is doing encryption, but it is encryption algorithms are used of their own one, and there's a problem, they can theft the data. So that is the reason these all Citibank or third party people are coming and having their own encryption, so that they don't even Microsoft also doesn't know what algorithm that you are using it. So third party. So that all you can do it. So this all you need to do it. So this all depends on your trust factor, my dear friend. So if you say that Microsoft has done this simple mistake, whole Microsoft get down. It's not getting down. Very next minute, no one goes there. They lose some crores of business. So this all maintained on trust. So they'll do it also. It's not about the we know we are put into some other hands, but this only depends on trust you into come into contact. Okay, right. So this is how. So you are not creating a virtual machine, you are not installing operating system, you don't want any person, you can just go and have a URL, take this URL and connect, and you can here you can see the service tier. Then you can change this service tier also now. So you want to go there, go to standard, now change this, now apply. So automatic scaling is happening, right? So you know that data loading would happen within this particular time. You are doing it manually here. You can auto scale this. But here we have automation accounts here. Go to this automation account. So go to that. Now here you have run books here. Create a run book. Or you wanted to import a run book. You can import. Or else you want to go to browse galleries here. So here you have see start VMs, stop VMs. So just see here. I'll auto scale. So just see SQL Server. Deploy. Resize. Abba. Okay, so you can see. So you can see this scale using scheduling auto scale. You can scale, pause or resume. You can upgrade or vertical scaling. These all are there. Oh, you'll have this. So you'll have this all. So the script is already wrote. So you just provide the parameters for that. Select this.
Srikanth, yeah, this is
Yeah.
Chandra. So auto scaling up down will be the only public cloud, not in a private cloud.
No, you can
I
do
mean,
in private cloud also. You'll have, na? Whatever the
no, whenever
features
we
that
are
you
taken in a VM,
Hmm.
separate VM, private VM, something.
Hmm.
So that time it will be possible. I mean, added then automatically new VMs.
That you can do it, na, in private cloud. Whatever you have features, you will have in private cloud also. But private cloud is in your premises, not in the in the hands of Microsoft. Whatever features you have there also. But separate
So
URL you'll get, not you will not get into the portal.azure.com. They'll create separate URL and give you.
okay, that Azure premises only they will give them a separate portals.
No, Azure. It's in your premises. It's not
Okay.
like a hotel. It's like your flat apartment. In a hotel, everyone can go and stay for 1 day or 2 days. But apartment, it's your flat now. Either you people or your relatives can come and stay, or not all the public people. So it's your premises now. So similar like your Uber or Ola and your personal car. That is the difference. So here you'll have
Yeah, yeah.
gallery.
Private cloud, if we choose the private cloud, what are the maintenance done in the public cloud? Same responsibility will take by the Azure, right? I mean networks,
No, no,
everything.
no, no. You need to take care. That is what I told you. Additional effort is required there. That is all overhead. Private cloud is what? That is your premises, maintenance and managing and creating this what do you say, backups and applying patches and upgradation. You need to do. You need to have your own resource. But if at all you require any help, Microsoft would come. So that all. So they charge you for that money. Until the only thing is, until unless you don't say, they don't come and migrate and do anything. That is what here.
They give all the setups, systems,
Yeah,
everything,
they'll
and
they'll
we need
they'll
to.
give you everything. Everything will get created as a virtualization part here. It's not like so when you create a virtual machine in the cloud, it doesn't mean that computer is created there. Some portion of virtualization is given as a software as a virtual machine for you and go there. I think most of the people are working for the customers. So when you connect to your VPN or your machines in the customer location from your VPN of your from your computer, office desktop or laptop, it doesn't mean that you have a
Okay.
system there. Some portion of, so you'll have a big software as a virtualization, and portion of that is given to you to work. It's divided. Doesn't mean that 1,000 people are working from offshore from Infosys or Wipro or TCS to the customer in US Citibank or someone. It doesn't mean that 1,000 systems are created and kept there on on a desk. No, there is a big data center would be there internally. A certain portion of big virtualization would be there. A small portion of virtualization would be created and given. So that parts are called so it's not like a computer. No, that's wrong.
Okay.
This is how
Okay.
it happens. So that is the difference between your private cloud and public cloud. So here when you go to
Okay.
this, you'll have n number of this here. So you can go and import them.
Okay.
So related to your SQL server, related to your databases, virtual machine setup, these all you'll have. So you can just have to give shut down this all auto scaling. So here you have.
Okay.
So just try to select this. So and give some name for this. Then it should work for you all the requirement. So we'll talk on this also. I'll show you how to do this. You need to just pass the parameters this, which are mandatory. So this mandate is false. So this environment is already given. The cloud provider as Azure Cloud, which are true mandatory. So you need to provide the resource group because to which resource group you wanted to talk and run as a connection, and you need to provide the server name and database name and schedule time. So what is the time you want to go with the European time or Indian time, and default is standard and default size is 0. So what is that size you wanted to make it? So what time? This all you need to tell it them, and time this all, and script is already written and it does the work for you. So you need not do this all. Even auto scaling of your virtual machines also.
It's a PowerShell script, Srikant.
Yeah, this all PowerShell script. So you can see start, stop, shut down. So this all you have. You can do this all. So generally you do it. So the first thing is you need to do two things here. One is you need to minimize the operational cost and standard cost. When you go to what is that operational cost is? One is operational cost. One is standard cost. You need to minimize in the cloud. When you go to standard cost, you try to do everything in automation only. Don't do any manual. That is standard. When you go to operational, yes, when you are doing it for the first time, you create high-end servers or high-end machines or high-end configuration resources because you are doing it first time. What you do this, you will try to get the logs of that all, each and every resource that you created, and to what extent that you have consumed during that particular period of time. After that, based on the logs that you have taken for 1 week or 2 weeks, then you take a call whether you wanted to reduce the configuration of that or you want to put the same configuration. If it you are utilizing to that extent that you have created, but you will put like this, no, you that configuration whatever you have put is being utilized only during that particular period, then you will reduce that configuration, and during that particular period you auto scale that using this automation. So this used to be there. So you need to take steps. Is all for operational cost and standard cost to minimize your expenditure on Azure. This you need to take care. Okay, so this all. So we'll talk on that. So I'll show you how to upgrade your, how to shut down and how to recycle your, this all will do it. Now coming to that, so we have seen that service model as IaaS and software, that is PaaS here, SaaS. So what is this difference? So if you go here, so I'll just show you. I should have some PPT here. I'll just show you. Yes, this is what. So in the on-premise, this all you used to do it, right? Networking, storage, server, virtualization, operating system, middleware, runtime, data, application, even deployment also used to do it, right? Even deployment, you will have a deployment team. You have for infrastructure, you have infrastructure team. For this operating system, middleware and runtime, you will have networking people. And data for that application, these all you have a development team. And for deploying this code into other environment, you have a deployment team also. Now you have got DevOps, that all. But previously you used to take care, right? Now that DevOps, that application and data is coming as software as a service. Best example is Salesforce or Azure DevOps. You just give that data, automatically that gets, you create a release. So that gets deployed into that particular resource, right? So everything. So here you go for infrastructure as service. So we will only give the infrastructure here. That is networking, storage, server, virtualization. Remaining operating system middleware, which is required for that so application to develop or runtime, like Java, you require Java runtime, or when you go to middleware, you require some service packs. So those all you need to take care here. But now Microsoft is doing also this also. It is providing operating system middleware runtime. So these all Microsoft is doing as infrastructure, which are blue color Microsoft is doing, which are gray color that you need to take care. When you go to infrastructure as service, we only give till year. But here, if at all your operating system, you can go and install that operating system, right? This all you can do it, right? But here, it is even giving you this operating system service pack runtime that is required for this. And after that, you want to develop the application, that application software you need to deploy, you need to install that that application software. And in case of software as a service, everything is taken care by them. So you need to give the code, they only deploy into that particular environment. This is what the difference between your infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Okay, so this is what the service models. So whenever you talk, you should not talk as a SQL server, or you should not talk as a virtual machine. The people talk in terms of IaaS and PaaS and this. When you say IaaS, you need to you need to assume that everything is taken care by the customer, not by the cloud vendor. When you go to platform as service, every thing is taken care by vendor, that is cloud provider. Only the application development part is taken by the customer. So like Wipro, Infosys, this one. When you go for software as a service, application part is taken care by customer. Even deployment part is also taken by the Microsoft. This is what is. So they don't take anything automatically. They'll give you Azure DevOps service. You need to point out that and deploy to the target system. This is how it happens. So this is all in and all the story of your this. So the best example for this is your virtual machine. The best example for platform as a service is SQL Server database. The best example for this is that Outlook, Gmail, Salesforce, these all. The best example is this. Okay. So this is what is in and all. When the cloud has not come, you were doing this everything by yourself on premise. Okay, right. So this is what is your cloud vendor and service models. And I think I've told much on the cloud, this all, but we'll stop it here. And from tomorrow, no introduction, this all. We have talked what is cloud, what is this, what happens. We need to jump in. We are already done for 2 days. And other people are eager to jump in into, a few other people have got offers. They are able to move to other company, and few other people have put the resume. They are also even asking me to start. So I've been sharing some last batch videos. From now tomorrow, you will not have this theoretical. We'll directly jump into storage system tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll talk why you need to go to storage system. How do you upload the files from local to that storage? What tools you use it? How do you access? What is can you directly access that, or do you want to have any permissions, or do you want to provide any keys to access that? Okay. And for what purpose you go to storage? Because we have 3 different types. After that is over, I'll tell you that. After that, we will talk about SQL Server and SQL data warehouse also. You might have not known that SQL in on-premise, you don't have Azure SQL, we don't have SQL Server data warehouse. Terminology was there, but in cloud, we have separately Azure SQL data warehouse software. So, okay. So this is totally disconnected architecture, disconnected between your compute and storage. So these are decoupled. So you need to talk on this, and we'll talk on distribution patterns here. Distribution patterns we'll talk here. So this would be on Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That is according to Indian time. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll talk on storage systems. On Thursday, we'll talk on this. So then PPT will come. I'll show you that. So we'll talk on that. So somewhere you should have. Yeah, this was a PPT for storage accounts here. Okay. So this all. So we'll talk first. I'll tell you what is structured, what is unstructured, what type of different files you have. Then we'll go with the storage account. So different types here. So we'll give you this all are the case studies. Don't worry, we'll give you this all material. This you can get it. I'll upload this once so yesterday's video is also not uploaded, just pending for the people to get registered. Then I'll try to do it. Okay. So any doubt, I'll be there for next 5 minutes. And from tomorrow we'll have it 7:30 a.m. in the morning. And the problem why I was not taking 7:15 is I was having from one consultancy contact with Canada people, and I came to know yesterday evening that daylight saving has got over, and I need to go back 1 hour instead of moving front. So this is what has happened. So actually I used to start it every day at morning 6 a.m. Now I need to start at 6:30 for them. I need to wind up at 7:30 and jump into your call. So we'll have it. I'm just pushing it 15 minutes back for you. We'll wind up at 9. Okay. This is what. But in the weekends, we'll try to decide when to take for your SQL and SSIS and Power BI. We'll talk on that. And no more free sessions from tomorrow. Honeymoon time is over till today. So
Srikanth,
once you register, you'll be allowed. Yes, sir. Tell me.
it's like, I see the most of the things are related to admin tasks. So do you have any like flexibility for the developer and the admin kind of in this particular?
This all development and admin both, sir. You're not coming to the development part.
Yeah, that's what we basically I mean, I am looking for a kind of a development task, and this is
Yeah,
related to.
you'll do it, na. You have not come to creating a pipeline. You have not come to create run a SQL queries. You have not loaded data. You have not come to event handler. You have not come to that
No,
part.
no. I mean, do you have such kind of model I'm talking about?
Yeah, you will have everything. Will do two things, sir. Here, one is admin part. Will do it. Other way is development also. Two things will do it.
I think you didn't understand clearly. It's like the pricing part. So like we join only for the development task and then
Yeah,
just
pricing part. Yeah, pricing part. You will have your pricing calculator, sir. If you go here, Azure pricing calculator, you already have here. Yesterday I was showing you. Yesterday I was telling you
no, no,
wow,
no,
how does this?
no. I'll talk to you over the phone.
Okay. Okay.
I
So I'll
think
be
you
available.
you you are you are we are you're talking about the Azure. I'm talking about the session, the
Okay.
class.
Okay. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, I'll call you. I got a call yesterday from you. I'll call you.
Okay. Okay. You
After.
call me after 6 a.m., 6 p.m. today. Huh?
Okay,
I'll tell
sure,
you.
sure. I'll do that. Or
Call
else
me
I'll
then.
call the Kasi.
Yeah, you can call him also. Okay.
Mhm.
You should call only if anyone has got text me on the WhatsApp, or if you at all you want to talk to me, you call after 6 after 5 p.m. my time. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So,
Because
I
I
mean,
work.
basically, we are looking for the development, uh, data engineer kind of the development tasks. We don't do all these in my premises.
What do
We
you
were
mean by
thinking that.
no? What do you mean by development? Let me understand. You don't want to do design, you don't want to do data loading and do transformations.
That is we have to, but only how we ETL, the just the configurations and all we don't do, right? When we
Sir,
go with the down.
I'll tell
Okay.
you don't, when you want to claim that you are a data engineer, you want to be an architect.
Yeah.
So when you talk, na, opposite person should keep on listening to us.
Okay.
So you need to start from ABC to XYZ. You need to tell this is how I create. This is what I do authentication. This is what I follow. How do I authenticate my resources? This all you need to tell it. That is the reason. If at all I don't do this all creating resources, I can complete it within 40 days or 40 hours of session. I'm telling you, I'll write and give you. I'll create all this and keep ready. I'll run because I got Azure passes from Microsoft. Tuck tuck daily I'll create before you run. You come, I'll create in the night and keep, and morning when you come, I'll just keep on running the scripts. That is not the way of teaching. I wanted make you so we will only work with Azure data engineering part, but we should know that how do you access, how do you create, what you need to do it here. You need to do that all. That is what I told you. We'll teach admin and development part, everything. You just listen for 2 sessions. Tomorrow you listen. You talk on that.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Okay.
You
Sure. Sure. Sure.
on Azure storage. Then we'll talk.
Okay. Definitely.
If someone, so they would be, so every when you go to a big companies, you have infrastructure team, they also create and give, but that is not the right. So if someone asks you how do you do, then what do you say? No, that other person has created and gave us, we have used it. No, na? You also know, you also have to know the internals.
I I
Other
understand we should know, but the in big companies they might have the different teams and
that
then
is
they
what.
don't allow
So
you to
if,
do.
no, that if at all you go to interview and you say no, I only know this, I don't know the other things, then they'll tell you, na, you don't get an opportunity. You need to know, learn by yourself. Otherwise you people would have not come for my training today, because you are curious to learn. You are paying the price, we'll tell you, and you have to. I'll tell you one thing. When you are paying price here, you have to demand, catch the collar of that particular person who is teaching you. You say that person, you are committed this, we are expecting
Okay.
this. You
Okay.
do talk
Fine.
that, don't. And few people are asking me that can you reduce money, this all, sir.
No, no, no.
Reduce.
I'm not talking about because I have a special requirement. So
Yeah,
that's
we'll
why.
talk. So let's take it up your question. Whatever your requirement you have, just talk to me. I'll try to resolve your question. Okay.
Okay, fine, fine.
Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Guys, this is the last day. From tomorrow, you'll not get any free link. We'll create one more link and share. And if at all you are registered, we are allowed. Otherwise, no. It might be 2 people, 3 people. I'll take it for them only. Right? Thank you. If at all you have any doubts, you can call me, and you have to register if at all you want to attend from tomorrow. Right?
There
Thank
is
you.
no time changes, right?
No, there would not be. You'll not get change anytime in the during weekdays, but weekend would be change
That's fine.
because
Yeah.
we are taking SQL and Power BI Azure. So I would be clubbing with other people also. So there would be change. I'll be asking you people only change. Okay, but during weekdays you will not have any change at any
Perfect.
point of time.
The classes are 5 days week or 6 days week?
So 7 days a week, sir. That is what I told you. 7 days a week.
Okay, okay.
But if at all you are interested to learn Power BI SSIS, you can attend. Otherwise, you can take off on the weekend. Okay, right. Chalo. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Sri.
Thank you.
One